Hello, so today I want to talk about recycling and why we should recycle. I think we should all be really concerned with recycling because it has to do with Earth's well-being and Earth health and the ecosystems all around us. I think we can all agree that recycling is really useful and we should all do it, but I want to challenge us to think of how we can make it different and even better for the Earth. So one thing I found really interesting about recycling is that it started all the way back in the year 1031 in Japan, where they used to take old documents and cut up the paper and reuse that paper. That's really interesting because I didn't know that, just a random fact. If we skip ahead 600 years, we start to see the world's first paper manufacturing processes introduced, and along with the rest of the world, America joins in on recycling. However, it doesn't become until World War I where we start to see a real increase in recycling. This is because we were low on resources for World War I, so all the aluminum cans, all the metal we could collect was great because we wanted it to create bullets and weapons for war. One of the slogans or mottos that they had was "Don't waste, save it." Very simple, but I like it. It also continued into the Great Depression. Makes sense. They wanted to save all the stuff that they could to use more resources. Now in the 70s is where we start to see the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle, which I'm sure all of us know by now. And then in the early 2000s, we start to see a link between excess waste and carbon emissions and global warming, greenhouse emissions. Now after hundreds of years of not really knowing the consequences of just digging up resources without recycling, we can now start to see that they cause long-term damage on the earth. So we begin to go into the benefits of recycling. Now recycling, number one, it conserves resources. Just like I said for World War I, we want to reduce all of the new materials and new resources that we take from the earth. We want to recycle all of those so that we can save the earth and give it some more time to create more resources for us. It also protects habitats if we don't have to dig up land and destroy their habitats. Number two is recycling reduces space in landfills. Landfills are so harmful to the environment. They release methane, which is up to 4 times more powerful than CO2 emissions. And if landfills aren't sealed properly on the bottom, all of that yucky stuff can go into our aquifers and drinking water and soil, which is really bad. Number 3 is recycling can save energy. Now, like I said with number 1, if we want to save the resources, which is good, we also want to save the energy that it takes to dig up the resources. So we don't want to use drillings or mining explosives or anything like that because that takes up energy as well. Now that we know that it's important, right, and it saves us all of these extra steps, how can we make it better for the environment? One way is if you're a homeowner, you can redo your plumbing so that you collect rainwater and you can use that for washing your hands, showering, and your washing machines. This saves it from pulling up natural water. And also, once you're done with washing your hands or you're showering, you reuse that water again to go out into your yard and your plants. Since plants really love phosphorus, which is a very common thing in soap, so they're gonna love that phosphorus. Another way is recycle your food, do composting. Kind of gross when you think about it, but you get used to it. It's like banana peels, stuff like that, moldy bread, or just random stuff that you want to throw away. This reduces the waste from the landfills as well, and like I said before, less landfill waste, the better. And then lastly, make sure you donate your clothes. Clothes in fast fashion right now is the world's #1 most carbon emission, and it takes up to like one pair of jeans is only it is 60 gallons of water for just one pair of jeans. Imagine how many jeans are being shipped out into the world. And I know for me, I work at American Eagle, so that's kind of like depressing to me because I really like jeans. In summary though, although recycling is good right now, it could be better, and I want you guys to ask yourself, how can I do better in the environment, and how can I improve my recycling abilities? Anyways, ciao!